Hi, I'm Phyllis, southernfrugal.com. Today, rather this afternoon, we're going to make a little chocolate sheet cake, and it's going to be not real super chocolate, okay? So, I'm going to start right out. I've got my mixer here. Let me turn it down so y'all can see. There we go, and we'll come closer. There. Alright, so we're going to start out with 2 cups of sugar. I'm just going to dump that in. And because it's going to be chocolate, and I'm using Hershey's cocoa, I'm going to put in, this would be 3 tablespoons of cocoa, and I'm putting them in with the sugar so the sugar can kind of break up the lumps in the cocoa. And just stir that around. Those sugar crystals will break up the lumps in the cocoa. Alright, I'm going to move y'all over to the other side, so hold on a second. Okay, now I think we can see a little better. Alright, so I'm just going to put my mixer down and just mix it up just a little bit. Get rid of the lumps, or at least most of them anyway. That ought to be good enough. Okay, now we're going to add 4 whole eggs, and these are large eggs. Just dumping them in. And we're going to go ahead and add a teaspoon of regular salt. I'm going to also add 2 teaspoons of pure vanilla extract. So there's 1 and 2. Okay. So now we're also going to add some whipping cream. Had to get that out of the refrigerator. So it's 16 ounces of regular whipping cream. Now this is going to take the place of butter in this cake, and this recipe is almost exactly like the sheet cake I made with the orange icing. I made that, I don't know, I think it's been some time back that I made that. Alright, I cannot get this open. There we go. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and dump all the whipping cream in, and that's 16 ounces. And again, the whipping cream actually takes the place of the butter. There it is. You can get that in your grocery store where they have the milk and all the coffee creamers and all that kind of thing. Alright, so now we're going to mix that up. And before we mix it up, though, I think I'm going to go ahead and add 1 tablespoon of apple cider vinegar. Now, what's the reason for this? I don't know. I'm just going to add it because when you make a red velvet cake, you put in that. So I'm just going to put it in too. Because this is going to be a cake that's not real dark chocolate. Alright, I'm going to mix this up and then we'll be back. Alright, that took a good 5 minutes to mix all that up. And I want y'all to see what it looks like. It's a very wet batter at this point. So we're going to add 3 cups of cake flour, and this is just the Swan's Down cake flour. You could also use just regular all-purpose flour. And to this, we're going to add 3 teaspoons of baking powder, just 3 teaspoons. So what I'm going to do is just dump that right in on top of that flour and mix it up just a little bit. And we're going to start adding this flour to our wet batter. So we'll just put in about 1/3 of it right into the batter. Alright. Just turn it on low to mix it up. And then I'm just going to keep adding the flour in there. Now we're going to bake this in a sheet cake pan that's 10 and a half by 15 and a half by 3 inches tall. And I have put some parchment paper in the bottom of the pan, and I've greased and dusted it with flour. And we're going to bake this at 350 degrees probably for about 30 minutes. Now, if you're using a pan that's smaller than the one I'm using, you'd probably have to bake it maybe about 35 to 40 minutes. All right, let me just scrape down the sides of this just a little bit. And I'm using my whipping beater in this, and the reason I am is because it's a very thin cake batter because of the whipping cream. And again, the whipping cream really takes the place of the butter. All right, put that again a little high. All right, that's just about enough. And if there's a little flour still on anything there, you really don't have to worry. Just mix it in with your your little spatula. All right. Now let me turn y'all around. Hold on. Okay, now this is a regular sheet cake pan, 10 and a half by 15 and a half by 3 inches tall. So we're just going to dump this in now. See, the batter thickens up as you beat it more because of the whipping cream. We're just going to get all that out of that mixing bowl. That's good enough. We're just going to spread it out now. And see, it's a very light chocolate, which is what I like. I like light chocolate much better than dark chocolate. Now, if you like dark chocolate better, just put a couple more tablespoons of the cocoa in, and you'd be good. Just spread this out. Kind of spread it more up to the sides. That's what I usually do, so we don't get that tall peak in the middle. All right, this is going to go in the oven, 350 degrees for about 30 minutes. If you're using a smaller pan, it would of course take longer, maybe 10 minutes or so longer. Now we're going to make a cream cheese icing. So I've already took my cream cheese out of the refrigerator probably a good hour ago, so it'll be good and soft to make the icing. All right, when this cake gets done, we'll be back. Okay, I just took this out of the oven. Springs back, and it's also has come loose from the sides of the pan, so we know it's done. All right, we're going to let this cool, and of course our cream cheese is still getting softer, and we're going to make the icing. It'll probably be about 30 minutes. We'll be back. Okay, we are back, and the cake has cooled, and we've actually had our lunch, and we're getting ready to ice this little sheet cake. And so I'm gone ahead and taken off the parchment paper, and that was to guarantee that no part of the cake would stick. Put that away. And so what we have here, I had to get my little dish rag. What we have here is 3 cups of confectionery sugar, and we have 8 ounces of cream cheese. I'm just going to plop that right in there, and it's at room temperature. And I'm going to go ahead and add 1/4 of a cup of just regular whole milk. might need a little more. We'll have to wait and see. I'm going to go ahead and put in a teaspoon of vanilla extract. There we go. Just using pure vanilla extract. And so I'm going to use my spatula and get this kind of mixed up a little bit. And then I'm going to use the mixer to get it smooth. Now we could need a little more milk. We could need a little more confectionary sugar. I'm just not sure until we get it kind of mixed up. Now it's looking pretty good. Now this cake is going to taste like a red velvet cake without the red food coloring. That's what it's going to taste like. All right, so we're going to put it on the mixer now and get this all whipped up, and we'll be back. All right, it didn't take maybe about 3 minutes to get this all smooth. Let you look at it. Now, I will be keeping this cake in the refrigerator, what we don't eat, and some of it will go in the freezer. It will freeze very, very well. And again, it's going to taste very similar to a red velvet cake. It's just not going to be red. All right. There's the cake. Well, let me show you the icing. Here's what it looks like. All right, and here's the cake. And I'm going to go ahead and put this on off camera because I'm not very good at this. So we'll be back in just a minute. Okay, I got the cake all iced, and it's hard to ice chocolate cake with white icing because you get the little specks in there. I don't know if y'all can see that. I got a couple little specks there. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and cut this, and we're going to give it a taste, so we'll be right back. There's what the cake looks like. I'm going to go ahead and taste of it. Y'all always want me to taste of cakes, so I'm going to taste of it. Does it taste like red velvet? Yes, it does. Minus the red food coloring. It's really sort of basically the same thing, because in the red velvet, most of the recipes call for a cup of buttermilk, but when you put the whipping cream in there, you kind of give that same effect when you add the vinegar. Anyway, there it is. Close up. Okay, we'll see y'all next time. Bye for now.